Hello, hello, hello. This is Unprofessional Opinion. I am Rashard.
And I'm Melody.
And we are back with you again. We're going to keep coming, man. Keep coming with some fire.
Yes.
So today, we had this idea that we will have a conversation.
Yes, we're just going to interview each other.
Yeah, we usually have like topics. Nope. We're not going to do topics. We're going to have a conversation. We do have other episodes, like funny stories, so you might get a little bit of that today. But first and foremost, our merch, boom, right there.
Unprofessional-opinion.com.
We have, our IG page, unprofessional_opinion. Our Facebook page, Unprofessional Opinion.
And we follow back.
We sure do. YouTube channel, Shard Mel's Unprofessional Opinion. It's all right there. Boom, 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 back to back. You can catch us on Anchor, Spotify, iTunes, iHeart, all the eyes. Anywhere, just Google us.
We're even on TikTok. And if you haven't already, follow Crazy7, Crazy7. It's a funny, it's a cute YouTube family page. Or no, I'm sorry, a TikTok family page. YouTube is coming soon, but follow them.
Yeah, so we got that. Also, shot glasses, ladies' lair.
Yes.
Gotta get them.
Cheers. We might as well take this shot right now.
Yep.
Tequila, their favorite.
Mm-hmm. Whew, that was good. A
little too good, right?
Yeah, a little too good. This conversation might get a little hasty. But, nevertheless, the conversation. So we're going to start it off. I'm going to go first because...
He always go first. He's the man,
That's not why I'm going first. Not why I'm going first.
I like my man to go first. Get his beard a little messy.
Oh, okay. All right, so you're going to start there. Okay, since we start now, when did you think you became conscious of your sexual peak?
Ooh, that's a good question because there are still things now with me where I feel like some embarrassment, because it's like that tisk that you're taught as like a young woman, and it's like, oh, you're supposed to please your man, but you're not supposed to like it. So it's like that battle of good angel versus bad angel.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally I would say probably about 4 to 5 years ago where, you have a child and your titties are out all over the place at the hospital. Mm-hmm. There's men walking in, there's women nurses walking in, and the male nurse honestly happened to be the one that was my savior when I was in pain. Like, he was the one covering me up, and so he was like, I'm sorry. I'm like, I'm not, you're here at the right time. So it just really made me feel really comfortable with just being a person. Mm-hmm. It's not about male versus female, or women aren't supposed to do this and men are supposed. No, it's a person. Mm-hmm. So as a person, I got really comfortable with my desire, and I was like, fuck that. Like people enjoy it. People have been enjoying it for years, and it honestly is like the one escape that we have in life. Even when you're poor, you can enjoy your sexual desires. You said that on one of our it was like slaves enjoy sex. They had sex. Yeah. So it's like the one thing that you can enjoy, and I don't think God would put your erogenous zones in your sexual in the region if it wasn't meant to be enjoyable. So when I started really being comfortable with who I was as a person and being unapologetically black, unapologetically a mother, unapologetically a wife, when I became comfortable with who I was, and I'm like, well, I like doing this for my man. I like being this person for my man. I don't have to be this warrior. That's when I started becoming comfortable with my sexuality, being comfortable sharing with you what I like, and you always been comfortable sharing with me you. So I'm I'm
very vanilla.
But
so that wasn't hard.
Yeah, so it took me, I would say 5 years ago, but still to this day, I'm working on certain things that I'm comfortable with. Because it's not that I won't try them and I won't do them, but that guilt that you feel afterwards because you feel like somebody is watching over you and judging you. That's weird.
See, I don't feel like that. I think the day we got married was the day I was just like, honestly, that was the day you got pregnant. So
it really was.
Yeah, because I was just like, you know, we never had a oops prior to that.
Right.
You know what I mean? We were very, I'm gonna say cautious or careful, but we just didn't.
We planned it to the T. I was in school. You were adamant about me finishing school, being married first. So and
then once we got married that day, it was just like, oh, this is my wife. This is not.
Rest in peace to our little angel. Then you know.
Yeah. So you know, it was all bets are off. I was totally comfortable. I was like, you know what, this is it. You know, it's the last vagina I will enter. So might as well have fun with it.
Right. And that aspect of it, I've never really had problems with us in the bedroom. It is just like more of the expressing that I enjoyed it. Not feeling guilt about certain things afterwards because that just you're a lady and ladies don't do this and ladies don't and I had to throw that. I'm like, them bitches is lying. People have been sucking dick for centuries. They're lying. What do we have spit for?
Okay. All right. So your question for me is?
My question for you is, you've asked me this question, so I wanted to ask you this question. What do you enjoy more, being a father or a husband?
I did not ask you that question, but you stole it from me. So it's all good.
You've asked me this question over the phone because we have these conversations over the phone as well.
Right, but we didn't. So that's cool. You can steal my question, and I came up with that.
And then you can ask me.
I came up with that bone. So, but more. What I enjoy more? Ooh, that's like, you know, do you give up your sight or your legs? Like it's hard to come up with an answer for that because I enjoy the hell out of being a father, but I couldn't have been a father unless I was a husband first.
Right.
I always tell you over and over, you know, you were my first baby because you
definitely true
cried like a motherfucker for years.
I would throw tantrums and everything.
Tantrums.
Everything. Yes. Don't spoil your ladies.
She owed me a lot. She knows what that means. But I will have to say, I mean, I enjoyed being a husband because I think a husband actually prepared me to be a father. Because we went 2 years before we actually had a child.
Right.
So, but we were married, but we were still like doing, you know, dateful things. Like we were still in the dating phase.
Yeah.
It wasn't the honeymoon phase. We were still like, you know, let's go get wings and hang out. She used to work at Home Depot, and so what I would do is I had a spare key and I would move her car all around the parking lot until she got. I mean, I would do shit like that because, you know, I wanted to keep it fun, you know. And then I would actually, when she got off of work, I would, because it was up the street, I would make sure, you know, I would meet her at her car.
Because it was always very dark.
Yeah. So I'd meet her at her car and follow her home. And, you know, we would really just, we were joined at the hip. I think we are codependent now.
Yeah, we are. And I feel like it's a healthy way. Because our kids, we incorporate our kids. We have friends. It's just certain things where it's crazy. Like, I can go somewhere with someone else. Like, most people have their girls and are like able to do everything with their girls that they want to do outside of the relationship. I feel like I have really great girlfriends and I have a good time. But lucky for me, my husband is most like me, so we have like the same mannerisms. We have the same things that we like to do. So even when we go on couple trips or we go on guy trips, girl trips, when we go on trips together, that's literally when we do everything that we want to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah. because we have the same temperament. Yeah. So it's not really a codependency. It's more like, oh, well, you're my best friend, so let's just do the shit that we want to do that nobody else wants to do.
Yeah, pretty much. So your question is, the things that you know now, mm-hmm. Everything that you know now as a woman, right? Name one thing you would change based on what you know now. One thing you would change, not in your relationship with me or anything, just in general about yourself. Name one thing you would change.
I would change second guessing myself, because I always thought that I had to reach a certain age to be able to know what I know, to be able for my feelings that I felt to be valid, because I've always had like intuition. Mm-hmm. I've always had like wisdom from a very young age, and I always thought that I wasn't old enough to know the right thing, so I would just like toss it to the wind and not pay attention to it. And I also, that has made me make some bad decisions and also pass up on some really good decisions, because I'm like, I always thought that maybe I wasn't good enough at this time for that thing, or I didn't have enough knowledge to be able to be good at what a particular job, or I wasn't qualified enough. There's someone out there that's better than me. Listening to other mothers and you know, just thinking, oh, well, they know more about that situation than I do because they're older than me. And then realizing on the back end that I was the authority figure on that, you know, that portion of knowledge. Regardless of how old I was, I just, for some reason, that was my niche, you know? And I learned that it's not arrogant to be able to delegate things. It's like, it's a gift. And it's crazy because my great grandmother, rest in peace, Evelyn Baxter, was that. Like that's just who she was. And people came to her for just to answer the different questions, because she can give you her perspective without any judgment. She was a Christian, like the epitome of a Christian. But if you were a Muslim woman, you can go to her. If you were a Buddhist, you can go to her and you can get a clear and concise answer. It was going to be unbiased, non-judgmental. And she just had that wisdom. And I was just like, wow, that's probably where I got it from. And that was just in me from a young age. And I would always dismiss it and just think, well, there's someone out there that's better than me. There's someone out there that has more. So I don't need to listen to that. And I would listen to other people. And I'm like, no, I kind of know. And it's not arrogant for me to act like I know, because I really do know, you know. So it would be like listening to my gift, listening to my intuition, listening to my voice. I would do that more, and I have done that now this past year, but I've started it a few years ago, and it actually has led me to a really good place. And it actually has led my family to a really good place. So I wish I would have done that sooner. If you could do it again, would you marry me at 23?
That's a hard question. That's a hard question because knowing what I know now, yeah, I would. I would do certain things different. I would approach things a lot different. One of the things that I noticed about myself is I felt I put myself in certain boxes, kind of like you, where I felt that I had to put myself in those boxes to stay in control of myself. Because I feel like I do have like this wild side that will lose control over himself and do something that will harm himself or somebody around him permanently. So for instance, when I started my job, I dove into it heavy because it was a safe place for me to actually do something constructive, which I'm making money.
Right.
And I enjoyed it because it gave me that physicality that I needed on a daily basis. Being in that age. Once I got older, I became 35, and I said, maybe I need to be more patient. Mm-hmm. Love a little different. So to answer your question, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would. Don't smile because, don't smile. It would have been a lot different because
right.
I would have put my foot in your ass a long time ago. Not physically, pushed her more to do more faster, and stay the course. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, I definitely would. Would you?
I definitely would. But like I said, I wouldn't second guess me. I wouldn't. Sometimes part of me second guessing me was me thinking that I wasn't good enough for you. So I just really, that insecurity just plagued a portion of our marriage where I felt like I was so strong in the beginning of our relationship, and I was so solid in making decisions, and we were like a team. Let's do this, let's do that. And I was usually the force behind, like, we gonna do this today. I was the one, starting it. But I just felt you growing, and I'm like, well, my place is to push him to grow. And I kind of lost myself into that. And I just started thinking, well, this is what wives do. This is what I should be doing. It just made me feel really insecure, but it was really my own issues. It had nothing to do with anything you were doing. And just like having like this false knowledge of what a marriage is. So if I would definitely marry you again. I'm glad that I did it at the age that I did, but I would do it without any insecurities. The way I started would have been the way that I carried it out. I would have still been that strong force. I probably would have graduated a lot sooner than this year. I wouldn't, because you never asked me.
It was 2 years ago, but go ahead.
Yeah, 2 years ago, but I mean, my master's degree is coming up this year. So I would have done that a lot sooner because you pushed me to do that. But I just felt like I couldn't do it. This is what I need to be doing. So I wouldn't second guess any of that. And I would have never got to the point where I thought that I wasn't good enough for you. Because I did get to the point where I thought that I wasn't good enough for you. Because I kind of listened to, like, I heard that from people and I listened to it. But those are people that just weren't good enough for you. So
trying to set you up, trying to slide
in. So I wouldn't have lost myself along the way. So that's the advice I would give to women. Just the woman that he fell in love with is probably the woman that he's still seeking. So don't try to change to be anything else. And don't have those conversations, because if I literally would have asked you, it would have been like, what are you doing? No, I don't want that. That was me having conversations in my head and overthinking things.
Pretty much.
But I'm an overthinker.
Yeah, you say I'm an overthinker.
I'm an overthinker.
Yeah, okay. So we watched something, and I know it's your question, but I thought this would be a good way to close out the show. Mm-hmm. We watched the show on I ain't gonna say where because they ain't paying us. But the fantasy of an ex.
Okay.
You have an ex that you think about or even fantasize about?
No.
It was weird. It was a weird thing.
No. But I do think that
or let me stop you there. Do you fantasize? Do you think about them? Do you wonder what they're doing? Do they have that attachment, that part of you that you still think about?
No, because I pretty much know what they're doing. So like all of them. So, and I never really was that attached to anybody else. So no, but I can say that to be honest with myself and to be honest as an individual, we all have lustful thoughts. Like that's human nature. I don't care what the Bible says.
No, yeah.
That's human nature. It is not a sin. But we all have lustful thoughts, and we all see, like, I see people that, you know, usually on Instagram, 'cause I don't really go nowhere, but I see people, you know, at the store, and they don't, like, I like salt and pepper beards and hair, and you don't see that out. Like, people still, they dyeing it black, so it don't look good. But
so you seen that salt and pepper thing on Instagram there?
Yeah, you'll see it on Instagram.
No, there's like a
I see it on Instagram, and I'm like, there's a hashtag, and I'll go and look at it. I'm like, Jesus.
Oh, wow,
yeah. So yes, I have. You know, you have moments where you think of something outside. I think of something outside of you, and I hope you do with me, because I feel like it's healthy. Like, you don't need to just be saying like, "Oh, that's my wife. I love her." Like, I don't want you to love me that much, because that's crazy. But
well, because you used to always hit me with the, why you look at her butt, look, her butt's so big, you know. I'm like, you like that, but that's not me. I'm like, it's like looking at an expensive car.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? But that's because you had like magazines. Like, I don't have.
No, but that was like that was given to me. Those were gifts.
But the difference is when I look, you don't know about it. When you look,
oh, I know about it. I've seen you look. I just never said anything.
When you
because
look,
it made me go. It made me go.
There.
Okay, all the bullshit she been feeding me this whole time. Oh no, I feel, you know, you're the only person. Nah, you lying mother. I know you. I've seen you do it. We were on South Beach and I watched you do it. You just didn't know I watched you do it.
Well, yeah, look, but
no, you were just like,
but
it was enamored.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it. When I look at it, to me, it's like art. Like, I'll be looking at it like, he look good, but I don't be like.
You didn't look like that one day.
No, but I'm just saying, I'll be thinking about my life with him. I'm like, him raising my kids and him, like, it don't go that far. But that's what
I'm saying, because you actually, your reality versus fantasy is like, yeah, I know for a fact that a lot of women that I'm quote unquote attracted to don't even mesh with my personality.
Yeah, because they butt stink. It's too big.
It's
and
not
it stink.
that. It's just that they're so superficial.
Stink is hot and it stink. No. Just admit the butt stink. If it's big,
your butt's not small though.
But so if it's that big and it's in this heat, it stink.
Let's say you walk past and people look. So okay, so
but I put oils on my creases and stuff.
All right.
So everybody don't do that, yeah. and that's what I learned. I learned that a lot of men stink. Mm-hmm. They really stink. And it's not even like it's not men, women, whatever. I'm just like, it's just certain things that I like about my man.
I've said
that everybody is just not doing. Like, I shower at night. I shower in the morning because I sweat a lot. But I do that.
A fucking bear. Mm-hmm.
I do that and I expect that. So it's just certain things, and I'm like when the last time you did this? Like, that literally be going into my mind. Like, so it's like that fantasy versus reality thing is like, okay, when it gets to reality, it's just like, like, yeah. I need you to like use some body oils, use some, like, put that in them creases. That's why, and like, shout out to the women with the big ass. I know all y'all don't stink. I know y'all like, y'all shower. I'm like literally like one ass size behind y'all. but yeah, it's a joke. But I'm just saying there are certain things about individuals that's where it's like, okay, fantasy, that 80-20 rule where it's like, does this person do that? Does this person do this? Well, then I don't want it.
Yeah, but see, yeah, that was the thing in the fantasy. Dude can provide everything her husband could provide.
Yeah,
and give her
good sex.
Give her the D.
But he couldn't provide everything that her husband could provide her because he couldn't provide her that family security that she was looking for, and security.
Financially, he could.
Yeah,
but he wasn't gonna give it to her physically.
Mm-hmm.
He give her that reassurance and actually. So, if you check it out, you check it out. I mean, you know, DM us or email it, whatever. We'll talk about it. But we had that question because it came up. You know, it was one of those things where I was like, I know she think about, but what do she think about her exes? Because when I came along, she was still like, I didn't hear anything about any of her ex-boyfriends or anything about any guy that she dated. We had one incident where we were at the mall and this guy, he just came up and he hugged you. And you was like, he never even talked to me in high school.
Yeah, he wasn't an ex.
No, I knew that, but I was still put off because I was like, you made it seem like, you know,
I was friends with his sister.
Yeah, but he came up.
That was weird as hell, and that was the thing. I was like, when I started dating you, people that I never even really gave me the time of the day would just like when they would see me, it was giving me hugs. The guy had when we went out to eat, and he was there, and I'm like. He put his leg up and everything, and you were like, "Did you mess around with him?" I'm like, "No, I probably said like 3 sentences."
He was like, "So how you been? I mean, it was like a couple of years. We was in Red Lobster of all places.
Yeah, and he was working there.
And, you know, I love the shrimp there. I can't eat it now, but
he's probably very successful, but that was his job during college. Yeah. But whatever, it was just like he was looking at me like, "Is that your ex?" I'm like. I barely had any exes.
Yeah, that guy was definitely, he was all over you. I was like, jeez, what? But anyway, nevertheless.
And vice versa, because you have been around some women where I've been at your house and they have come over for a barbecue and they've been like, oh, that's your girlfriend? And they only, oh, I know you like them. You know, that's what you like, and they all in your face, and I'm like, who that? That's your ex-girlfriend? You like, no, she ain't never talked to me.
Yeah, she never said anything. But now you're here, so you know, I guess I'm off the market. Now I'm attractive, but whatever.
Yeah, I have a ton of funny stories, but
she laughed at my story. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Candyman, the actual rapper Candyman. He came. Shout out to Candyman, man. He came to my school.
This has nothing to do with him. Has nothing to do with him.
He came to my school in elementary, right? There was him, Byron Scott. Yeah, I went to school in L.A. So, and I don't know if you ever knew Candyman. He has Tone Loc in the beginning of a song. Candyman. I'll attach it.
But isn't that ooh? I love you so. Never ever gonna let you go.
Yeah, that one. Once I get these hands on you, girl, I do. Yeah. I'm just a performer. It was hot, but the room got warmer.
No, it's actually a hot song back in the day.
Back in the day,
so it's no ill with him. Shout out to him.
Yeah, but
the story is funny not because of him.
Yeah, so then we had an administrator come and speak to us. You know, after
he came to perform at the school.
He performed that song at an elementary school, and that song. And then one of the administrators was like, you know, one day you guys can be a famous rapper like Candyman, and you know, come up with a creative song. You know, this is amazing. You know, like that. That's what it's like, why would you sing this song amongst you know?
And why would the administrator come up and say, one day you can be a famous rapper? Like, she was like, you know what? Throw all the shit that we teach you out the window.
This is not going to work.
Because you can be a famous rapper.
That's right. Like Candyman. Shout out to Candyman, man.
Who?
Again, our merch, unprofessional-opinion.com. Right there. Boom. And you can always catch us on Spotify, iTunes, Anchor, iHeart.
Yeah, any podcast
Google
platform. We are
30 times a day.
Follow us on Instagram and actually like our pictures.
Yeah, follow us, man. We're there daily. Yes. And we always posting stuff. We're getting ready to wrap up or start a new series of funny quick stories.
Yes.
So that's gonna be a thing.
Check them out
on Instagram.
Yeah, check those out.
Yeah.
And we probably will be going live with some of them funny stories.
Yes.
So
So
be on the lookout for that.
So we're gonna have that going. Our merch, I did our merch, right?
Mm-hmm.
So no more for that.
Shout out to Lavinia Rose.
Lavinia Rose.
Please get your
right there.
Your bracelet.
Shout out to Ladies Lair too.
Yes.
For providing us with these shot glasses. Thank you very much.
And they're a podcast.
They're a podcast. Ladies Lair.
Yes, and they're beautiful. So they're cosmetologists, and they're so smart. Yeah. And very liberating. So shout out, look at their podcast. Check them out on YouTube and also on Anchor, Spotify.
Always there. We got more podcast folks, man, but we're gonna keep pushing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Like and subscribe everywhere. You got anything else?
Nope. Turn on the notification bell so you can see when we drop our funny stories.
I am Rashard.
And I'm Melody.
And this is Unprofessional Opinion. Thank you again. And